On the Daily Guide's front page this morning, Mahama forwards EC Chair and Special Prosecutor removal petitions to Chief Justice. Just say article, is it
146?
146. No one you're invoking. Yes, sir. Okay, moving forward. Afoko and Asabke have been freed over the Adams Bahama murder. That's also on the front page of the Daily Guide. And Utumfo is calling for calm in the Bawku dispute, of which the mediation has come to an end. Or is coming to an end this morning. We then have a story that's quite worrying here. AIDS kills over 12,000 people in 2024. So, I mean, look, it's not an extinct disease, you know. It's a real thing. It's still killing people, and we seem to have completely decided that it's not an issue anymore. It's not a problem anymore. We're not scared of it anymore, and that is worrying.
Yeah. Now let's go to the Daily Graphic. There's a photo of Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II at Asantehene, and the headline says, Bawku conflict mediation, parties embrace after final meeting. Asantehene to present peace plan to President John Dramani Mahama. I saw videos of the aftermath. A lot of the people were very happy, and we hope this happiness is also felt in Bawku and its environs, and the peace plan will deliver peace. So Otumfuo has shown that he is able to do these things. So we pray that we get lasting peace in Bawku. Now, still on the Daily Graphic, 24-hour economy yields results. Vice President highlights gains. Poor WASCE results. Chief examiner's report should guide solutions. This is according to experts in the space. And BOG is preparing to license the first non-interest banks in the country.
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Islamic banking.
Yeah. You know there was Bank of Baroda?
Yeah.
But they closed, right? Yes.
Yes.
Bank of Baroda, they used to be in Adabraka. It's no longer there. And now we are looking at the regulation to have non-interest banking in the country. And Prof. John Gachi is the advisor to the BOG on that.
I have the National Enquirer this morning. The newspaper is updating us on the Ghana Health Information Management System. The report is that the rollout is scaling up, a transformational leap into digital healthcare. That's how the National Enquirer is tagging that platform this morning. The National Petroleum Authority boss has also been lauding Ghana's religious harmony and tolerance. I believe he's paid a courtesy call on the National Chief Imam. So you have him there posing for a picture with the National Chief Imam. Then, First Lady is urging Aburi girls to uphold values. And also some other stories here about the 41st Farmers' Day celebration. It's going to the Volta region now, Winston. So it's happening, I believe, this Friday. So yeah, these are some of the stories you have
that story
on the front
about
page of the National Enquirer.
That story about GIMS, you know, later we'll be talking about the health minister's presser and Zipline issues.
Yeah.
But there was a question from Maxwell Abgagba to him about CHAG hospitals. He asked whether it's true that the health ministry has asked CHAG hospitals to stop using the old system, LIMS, right? And he confirmed that yes, the health ministry has asked all hospitals working with government to stop using LIMS. But I was at a CHAG hospital last week. They were using LIMS.
And CHAG is Christian Health Association of Ghana.
Thank you so much.
So Mission Hospital.
Yes, in fact, the one I went to was a Catholic hospital. And they were using LIMS. In fact, they were able to find my records, including visits I'd made to hospital in Cape Coast. I found that curious, so I asked them a few questions. They didn't want to go on record, but they did say to me that they've been using LIMS with no issues. Even through the turmoil, when we were being told that the system is being shut off and on and all that, they were using it and are still using it. But the minister is asking them to stop using it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, on the Zipline that you mentioned, Mahama Ayariga, who is the majority leader, he says he called for the cancellation of the Zipline contract because he believes it's not giving us value for money. Let's go to the Independent newspaper. 2026 World Cup is a major branding opportunity for Ghana. This is according to the Chief of Staff. So he says we should take advantage of the 2026 World Cup to push the brand Ghana. And I agree with him. There's another story on the EC chair, petitions for EC chair, deputies and SP before Chief Justice for legal review. You know, last week or last 2 weeks, there was a story that somebody had petitioned the president. Now this week is emerged that others have also sent petitions, and we are told that the petitions are before the Chief Justice for legal review. High Court frees Greg Afoko after prolonged adjournments, and Huakpo stool dispute rekindled as Isaac Pupulampu's return sparks fresh tensions. Why is this Huakpo stool dispute very important for people who live in Accra? Huakpo is a town in the Ada area. Okay, now if you go through Sege and so after Dawenya to Sege, a lot of the farmlands have been sold to real estate companies, so the farmers are not getting lands to farm. The Huakpo area, the farmlands are there and farmers get to farm. If there is a dispute over the stool and it degenerates into conflict, we are going to lose a lot of the pepper we eat in the city. So the elders within the greater Ada area should see to it that this Huakpo stool dispute is resolved so that there is peace in the area.
The Economic Times is talking about BOG's policy rate cuts, the fact that the market is waiting for a follow-through. Then cedi succumbs to market pressure after a record 32% appreciation as of November 2025, and the ambitious 2026 budget, according to the Economic Times, leaves stakeholders full of optimism. So you might want to grab that and dig into why, of course, that analysis is being made this morning.
Okay, which means we can go online.
And we start with My Joe Online. WASSCE results. The results are the true competence of our learners. This according to GES. Many would be home if Ghana were half as developed as US. Victor Smith urges diasporans to partner investors and return to Ghana. And Mahama hails Food and Agric Minister Eric Opoku for the work he's done so far. Now, WASCE says that the 2025 scores mirror candidate performances and is a true reflection of the quality of education we have. Last week we spoke about the lithium project in Ewoya, and we have a story on that. Hope on pause. The lithium promise 180 unit housing project to resettle Ewoya Krampa Krom remains on paper. So this was one of the projects people were looking forward to because it would have employed a lot of people and also provided improved housing for the residents in the area. And it's just on paper because the project has not started. Still on the Ewoya project, Ewoya lithium project delays, leaving our people starving. Mankasim Paramount Chief laments. And a court has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of an alleged sheep thief. And skirmishes erupt at Menchia Palace as Bawku factions clash amid mediation conclusion. Earlier we saw some people, we saw a few clashes we saw some clashes when the mediation was ongoing. But post the mediation, we saw people jubilating and embracing, and so we just hope that peace actually returns to Bawku and Otumfuo's plans are implemented and everybody embraces the direction.
That sheep thief must have stolen quite a lot of sheep to have made it into the news.
Do you want the details of the story?
If you have it.
And these days, some sheep cost, if you get some of those Senegalese sheep, it will cost you about 25,000 cedis. We're a fully grown one.
But still,
yes.
News headline.
Yes, the Amasaman Circuit Court has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of a herdsman accused of stealing 5 sheep valued at 15,000 Ghana cedis. He's Al Hassan Yunus, and he's only 17 years old. He failed to appear before the court after being instructed by the police to do so. So he stole 5 sheep valued at 15,000 Ghana cedis.
You know, the Chief Justice, Justice Bafoboni, during his vetting explained that sometimes when we're here and we say, he stole 5 sheep and then, he's been sentenced and all of that, he gave the example of his mother and how the mother reveres the Catholic priest. So if she decides now that she has a planting she's going to harvest for the Catholic priest, only to get to the farm and realize that someone is stealing it. To the mother, that plantain that you say is just a bunch of plantain means her world. So if she comes to report to you, she's reporting that her whole world has been stolen. So sometimes you're looking at that, and for justice to be served. Yes, he agrees that, in today's world you may want, but when you are a magistrate, a magistrate at a district court, Charlie, if you hear how the people feel when their things are stolen, sometimes you sentence them to 5 years.
I don't know if I have a problem with the sentences meted out to those who steal items like this. I think my concern is that the sentences meted out to those who steal larger amounts are not commensurate. I think that's my concern.
So, for example, this guy steals 5 sheep and we get him and he cannot produce all the 5 sheep. We should let him pay 60% and the state will take care of the 40%.
Should we do that?
Right.
You
know where I'm driving to.
So
you know where I'm driving to.
Precisely, yeah.
You know the banking sector.
Yeah. So that is my concern, right? That people are stealing larger amounts, causing devastation to more people, but in the end they will probably get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, because sometimes the state is not able to do a good job.
Well, that's my point. That's my
sometimes
concern.
their lawyers do a perfect job. I mean, you make just a little mistake, and they take advantage of that, and there they go. So yeah, it is true. I'm sure that if for many of these persons, if they had lawyers, for instance, they would end up just settling the matter easily.
Yeah.
I was told of a policeman who went to a village during the tenure of PK Achampong as IGP. He got to this village, got very comfortable. Everybody knew him as a policeman. Now, when you go and report any theft or whatever case to him, he says, "Whom do you suspect?" He settles the matter, and in that community, there was peace. In fact, at some point, the man had forgotten that he was a policeman. Yeah. He had become the ADR expert. So one day, the IGP was on his rounds and realized there was a police station there. Guess what? His wife had become, do I say, station officer. So when the man goes to the farm, then the wife assists with taking of complaints. So the IGP actually asked this man to come to Accra. When he got to Accra, he had forgotten a lot of the things that they do. But it was only because what he did was to ensure that if you report somebody to him, he doesn't take you to court. He would settle it.
Crime rate 0.
So in that community, everybody looked up to the policeman.
We need to find this man and interview him here
to solve their problems. Yeah. So that's something that we can do. So I agree. But, so these people, so sometimes when you go and report these things and the state is trying to get 40%, we have our concerns because we actually feel that, Charlie, this guy has benefited 100%. He must be punished. Sometimes you go and come back empty-handed.
Anyway, let me take you to City Newsroom. WAEC is still speaking. They say that the results reveal major weaknesses behind. They have rather revealed major weaknesses behind the sharp dip in the 2025 results. There's a very interesting story here. STC barely surviving after years of mismanagement under NPP. This, according to the Deputy MD. I'm highlighting this story because on Sunday, I tried to pick a trotro from Adenta barrier to Amrahia. I stood at the Adenta barrier for close to an hour. I wasn't getting a trotro. And most trotros that came had a fixed price. They said Amrahia 10 cedis. Wherever you are light, 10 cedis. Right? Yes. Stopped at Adenta barrier, Amrahia 10 cedis. So I started talking to friends in other areas. And I'm getting the sense that the trotros are now fixing prices irrespective of where you are light.
Really?
If they were giving us express services with nice buses, I don't mind. But if you have trotros doing that, it means that a lot of Ghanaians, because 80% of our population rely on trotros to move around. So Minister of Transport, Christmas is coming, there's traffic, people are struggling to get home. What are you doing?